After many years of campaigning by the CCIFE in Ireland, the Irish government has declared the third Sunday in May to be the National Famine Commemoration Day forevermore.
We gathered today here for the inaugural commemoration. The Famine Memorial was opened here last year. The sun is going down at the moment, and I think it's a very fitting occasion that today, this morning, in Perth and at 180 locations around the world, we had Darkness into Light, which is an event to celebrate life. And today we are Lightness into Dark, and then also another event to celebrate life to the Irish men and women who arrived in Western Australia from Ireland. They escaped the horrors of the Great Famine on Gorta Mor. Growing up in County Clare, we heard about the Irish famine. We heard about the coffin ships, but we didn't hear about what happened to people who went to Australia. And certainly the living away from home and being based in Perth, my interest in this subject has increased enormously. And I want to thank Fred and the committee for allowing me to be a part of a great event here today. The people who are responsible for this great event is the Irish Famine Committee members, Fred Ray, Chairperson, Peter McKenna, Sheila Murphy, Vince Gallagher, Sean McDonough and Jim Egan. With us as well today we have I think you'll agree, the absolutely talented and visionary sculptors who designed this, Charlie and Joan Walsh-Smyth. And you can have a vision and put things down on paper, but you need people to build it. And we also put on record our sincere thanks to the builders who are here today, Frank Smyth and Denis Burke. And finally, can I thank you all, the friends of the Irish Famine Memorial, for showing up here today. Your attendance here today is greatly appreciated by the committee, so thank you. Can I now call on to read the famine prayer, Heather Deehan, who is the President of the Australian Irish Heritage Association. Heather.
Let us pray for famine victims. In memory of those who died in the Irish famine, grant eternal rest to them. As we remember them, let us never forget those who continue to die of hunger in the world today. We remember those who were forced to leave our country in search of food and security. Open our hearts to those who come to our land in need. To those who experience hunger, give food. To those of us who have food, grant a hunger for justice.
Thank you, Heather. Now to lay wreaths, can I call on the former mayors of Subiaco, Heather, Henderson and Tony Costa. Can I next call on two stalwarts of the Irish community to lay a wreath, Paddy and Lena Costello. Representing Irish families in Perth and the Gaelic Games Junior Academy in Western Australia, they're going to put on the memorial the wattle and the mayflower. And I call on Tiernan Beattie, Rona Beattie, Keela Beattie, Danny Tehan and Erin Tehan.
We now invite you to go to the memorial, say the famine prayer and lay your flowers.
suppose one man's vision drove this the last number of years. I know him very well outside of the Irish famine, and I know when he gets his interest going and his teeth into something, he won't let it go till he sees it through. And you all agree with me, he's a cornerstone of the Irish community in Western Australia, and certainly he's been a very good friend to me, even though he's from Cork. Will you please welcome the WAIFC chairperson, Fred Ray.
Thank you, Tom. Welcome all. Before I say a few words, I got an email from a man called Pete St. John. Now, those of you who know a song called The Fields of Athenry may not know that the man Pete St. John wrote that song, and he sent me an email during the week because I extended an invitation to him as well. He said, "Congrats, great day for the Irish everywhere. This week, after 18 years of campaigning, the Irish government has finally declared the third Sunday, not the second." Peter was wondering about that. The third Sunday of the month of May each year from now forward will be the famine day forevermore. Congrats to the WA from the CCIFE, the Commemoration Group in Ireland. We'll have the handover of a travel box. Part of the arrangement of doing the memorial was that we were going to get a travel box coming from Ireland to be presented to the city of Subiaco Friday the 10th of August. And I'll be meeting the mayor in a couple of weeks to do that. And on that day, the governor of Arbohill Prison, Mr. Liam Dowling, is coming to Perth, and he's going to present the box, which is wonderful. Again, Tom, thank you for being the MC. We appreciate your help, and you're always want to put up your hand or whatever comes up. You're a great volunteer within the Irish community. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Fred. I think that wraps it up. I don't know, Fred, you might know what's going on later on. I might suggest you sing My Lovely Rose of Clare. But look, as Fred said, thank you so much for everyone who's come and attended here today. It is a great thing, and see so many different Irish groups from the GA to the Heritage Association represented here tonight, and of course our younger and our older members of the community here as well. So we'll see you all again next year, third Sunday in May, and keep an eye out for the travel box for the 10th of August. Gura maith agat.